YouTube says YouTube is. Yep. Says YouTube is live. Alright, good. And am I centered?
Yes.
That's alright.
Ellie and I, Marina, can you hear us okay?
Crazy things again, like always. Okay, good. Hi guys, if you could let Paul know if you can hear me and see me okay, that would be super helpful.
Yep, Terry said loud and clear.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. How's everybody doing? Okay. If you guys can hit that thumbs up button, that would be greatly appreciated. If you have not already done so, please subscribe and hit that bell for the live alerts. All right, very good. And I wanted to kind of get this thing in view. Let's see if I can move it. Did I fix it?
Fall and beautiful. It's lovely.
Looks weird. Looks like I'm eating a plate full of pumpkins. But it's cute. It'll pop. Okay, did we get these ready also?
Yes.
Did we? Holly, you were so prepared. All right, awesome. While we let a few people log in here and tune in, I do want to give a couple quick announcements on upcoming classes at the Ivy League Psychic Academy and upcoming free mini classes here on YouTube. So we have upcoming free mini classes. And for those of you who are newly tuning in, I've been doing 1 to 2 free mini classes per week here on YouTube since the pandemic hit, and we've been calling it the Quarantine Series. They are collectively together on the playlist. So Paul has composed, it almost looks like one video, but if you click on it, there are a whole bunch of classes. What, 20? 24?
27,
27
like yeah.
At this point, okay? So you click on what looks like that one video on playlist, you'll see all the free mini classes we've been doing. Now, coming up, we have anxiety. That's going to be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern. Where does anxiety come from? Not just from a clinical perspective, but also from a spiritual perspective. I can help you figure out what your triggers are, that maybe the therapist, the doctor, the meds, nothing is working. And we are going to give solutions to handling it. We have coming up Narcs and the Intuitive. So why are intuitive people constantly attracting narcissists and sociopaths? We're going to break that down Sunday, October 18th at 9 p.m. Eastern. Then we have depression, very much like anxiety. I want to break down where depression is coming from, not just from a clinical perspective, but also from a spiritual perspective, energetic. I can help you to pinpoint, again, those triggers that the therapist and the doctors and meds are not able to get to. And we're going to talk about solutions to easing your depression. Thursday, October 29th at 8 p.m. Eastern. We also have psychic mediumship course has begun. You can still jump in, and we have empathic awareness as the second class in that course, required curriculum, but this is also open to the public. Empathic awareness training is Wednesday, the 14th, 7 p.m. Eastern. If you can't make it for empathic awareness training, it's always a video download available up on the website at any time. You can go to IvyRiveraEmpathicEducator.com for that one. And then we have Intuitive Tarot class, 8-week course, correct?
8 weeks, yep.
Beginning with Paul Casey, Healing Arts. He trains you in both the traditional method of the cards and the intuitive method so that it helps you to evolve into mediumship. And that begins Tuesday, October 20th at 7 p.m. And they can register for all of the classes, IvyRiveraPsychicMedium.com. Paul, is that in the link above or in the comments below?
It's in the link above, yep. All the links. There is your page, which we would all the classes, all the booking on your page, the Academy page, and Empathic Educator are all linked above.
Perfect. I see some people donating. I so appreciate it. Paul, do you want to explain to them the membership option and
Yes.
the what's it called? We are now monetized. So thank you everyone for your support. This channel is growing rapidly. We were thrilled to get monetized recently, and then shortly after, YouTube reached out and said that we could start a membership program. And we started that about a week ago, right? So you guys can give donations here, or you want to talk to them about the memberships?
Yeah, so the memberships, that's very cool, and it's it's a good way to get in behind the scenes here. So we have 3 levels of membership. They all offer different perks. So if you want to hit the join button, they'll all be explained there. But at the basic level, you get behind the scenes footage, pictures. There will be extra videos that come out for members only, first looks at upcoming classes, and additional material for classes that we film. In addition to, at the high levels, you'll have monthly personal messages from Ivy. When Spirit tells us, she'll give you your message. It's very cool. And monthly horoscopes. So check that out. If you hit the join button, all the levels will be there, and you can peruse them.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and I'm really loving it. So thank you to all of our members, and I'm really loving when, Spirit is coming and saying, like, I have a message for so-and-so, get this out tomorrow at such and such a time. And so I started doing that, and I'm just intrigued by the whole process. It's actually really cool. So let's get started with your weekly horoscopes. Paul, are we good? Should I go ahead and get started?
Go right ahead.
All right. So welcome, everyone. I'm Ivy Rivera. I'm a psychic medium, a Taino Airwalk, and I own a school called the Ivy League Psychic Academy. We've been around for about 10 years. We are all online, have been for quite some time. So we invite you to join classes from psychic mediumship to tarot to astrology to numerology, Reiki, you name it, we do it. My cat is going crazy, running back and forth. And so tonight is Ask Ivy. This is my weekly show every Monday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I take your personal questions, spiritual, psychic, mediumistic, whatever it is. And I give your weekly horoscopes. Now, these horoscopes will be going up tomorrow afternoon at around 1:30, individualized. So if you don't hear it tonight, you don't have to worry. Like, when is this going up, or when is this show going to be published? They will be officially published tomorrow. All right. Is there anything I forgot to say with that?
No.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
So let's see. What are we looking at? All right, so these horoscopes this week are for Monday, October 12th to Monday, October 19th. Like always, we are going to start with Aries. Aries, what is going on with you for the week? On Monday the 12th, Tuesday the 13th, and Wednesday the 14th, there is some talk of a rainbow days here for you. Now, rainbow is... I'm a little worried the cat is literally going to tip over this camera.
Oh.
It's shaking. Why don't we open the door?
Get the
She
door
can
open for
go
her.
play with mice, do what she needs to do, live her life. Okay.
She doesn't play with them.
No, let's find out what's going to happen. So Monday the 12th, Tuesday the 13th, Wednesday the 14th. Okay, you have rainbow days coming up, Aries. And so what that's going to mean is pot of gold at the end of the rainbow after the storm, hopes and dreams coming true. It's also, and the way I'm feeling it even more in this instance, is a bridge from an old way of life into a new way of life. And it is really being launched on Monday the 12th with the sun coming out. So the sun coming out is reprieve. It is the sun shining on your face. It's some kind of loosening of a circumstance that was holding you back. Now, on Monday the 12th going into Tuesday the 13th, there is also talk of teach a man to fish. And fish, they are a symbol of prosperity, but in this case, I feel like we want to look at it both ways. So it could just be prosperity. It could be an increase with anything that you consider a resource. But the sense I'm getting from this too is, that saying, You give a man a fish, he eats a meal, whatever. You teach a man to fish, and he can use that skill for the rest of his life. So you're helping either someone else to do this, or you are developing on those 2 days with something you can use for your prosperity in the long haul. Thursday the 15th, there is talk of pay it forward. And there is talk of maternal energies being with you, living or deceased. That is a day to tap into the mothers, the grandmothers, the ancestors, the aunties. Friday the 16th, Saturday the 17th, and Sunday the 18th, there's a mutual theme on all 3 of these days, talking about your goals and how your goals need to be clear and how you need to push your agenda forward. For some of you, Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising, it depends. But I felt that you might be doing this with others. That could be a business partner, that could be family, that could be coworkers, that could be your fellow students. But for others, it felt very much like an independent project. So however that works out for you, keep in mind that if this is about forming goals and having a clear agenda and you're working with a bunch of other people, they're going to have to be involved to get that right. And you do want to get that right no later than Sunday the 18th. Now on Sunday the 18th, there is talk of speak and you being heard, you being seen, you being scouted, you being put into a position of leadership, publishing. This is seen on social media, whatever it is for you. Monday the 19th, there is talk of love in the sense of a romantic partnership, but there's also talk of having no tolerance for games or manipulation. And I think it's really important this week to focus on all of your relationships and understand that where there may be a tendency for people to either give lip service or be emotionally unavailable or punishing with that, or they're finding some way to manipulate you or wall you out or hold something over your head. Understand that that is not love, and you're going to have to set boundaries wherever that is. But for the rest of you, Aries, we are going to see an increase in love. Have a great week. Okay. Tauruses, what is going on with you for this week? Monday the 12th, Tuesday the 13th, Wednesday the 14th. We have general theme in all 3 of these days having to do with authority coming through as a fox. Now, anyone in a position of authority, this could be your parents, your teachers, a bank, politicians. This could be even potentially someone you're in a love partnership with if you've been merging finances and things like this. Okay, your boss, whatever. So someone in a position of authority over you is coming through as a fox. A fox is a symbol of deception. That is symbolic of a serious problem that could turn into an infestation. You're going to have to clear that issue up. Tuesday the 13th into Wednesday the 14th, there is talk of your free speech. And it's almost like you're questioning it. You're like, do I have free speech? And then you find out no. In this situation, someone, quite possibly somebody connected to that issue with authority, is coming in and giving you kickback for whatever it is that you were wanting, for what it is that you're deserving, for whatever it is that what position you hold. Kickback is a symbol of sometimes karmic kickback, like a pushback from the universe. But in this case, it is kickback from this individual who doesn't like that you are essentially claiming your power, or they may be perceiving it as you taking some of their power, but really you're just trying to live honestly. So you're going to have to deal with that. Thursday the 15th, there is talk of hiding what is yours. So whatever is a resource to you, it could also be like your wisdom, or if you were debating on sharing some kind of what a lot of people like to call intellectual property and then steal it, okay? It could be a lot of different things. We're talking about hiding whatever it is that you feel belongs to you. There's also talk later on Thursday the 15th of skeletons in the closet, unfinished business, or stuff swept under the carpet coming to the surface. And while this may not sound incredibly pleasant, I actually feel like these are all opportunities for huge breakthroughs for you. On Friday the 16th into Saturday the 17th, there is talk of feminine wisdom. And so that is in reference to living or deceased. ancestors, guides, any information or guidance, leadership coming from others around you that is connected to that concept of feminine intuition or wisdom and guidance. And I feel great about this coming to you. It's almost like a free handout that just continues to give. And there is talk, especially later into the evening on Friday the 16th, going into Sunday the 17th, of you needing to take that advice or that help. Now, Saturday the 17th, going into Sunday the 18th, there's talk of you getting out. And I felt like it was some type of a sticky situation. For others, this may be more like almost like a schedule, or, you know, it almost felt like a pop quiz in life, you know, came up. But I really think you should have known about it ahead of time. So let's pay attention to what's going on. Let's make sure we're centered and we're really mindful about what we're engaging in and signed up for. Okay. But anyways, you get out of a sticky situation and you're supposed to be asking yourself on those days, what was learned? Okay. What did I learn, or what am I supposed to be learning from this experience? Monday the 19th, Spirit said, you have a lot to say. So say it, release it, give it out, share it, make sure it comes out of you on that day. It is part of a much bigger picture of what is to come. Tauruses, have a great week. I think we can probably shut that now.
Okay.
It's like blowing up on my face. All right, let's see if she's, second we shut the door, if the cat comes back crying. They have radar. Okay, so Geminis, what is going on with you this week, my fellow Geminis? Monday the 12th, Tuesday the 13th, into Wednesday the 14th, we have talk of gifts. And there's some kind of a Christmas song. It's like the 12 days of Christmas. And Spirit was referencing almost like Christmas time, getting all of these surprises. They are 3 days in a row of you being gifted something, some of which you have earned. So what we're really talking about here then is almost like karmic payout. Thank you to everyone who is donating. We so appreciate it. Very sweet of you. So there's some of this being earned for you, but in other cases, it's almost like good luck, a horseshoe being up your rear end, okay? Or if we were looking at astrology, we would be saying this is almost like a lottery aspect for you. So either way, pretty darn good. Thursday the 15th, there is talk of a contract or negotiations being made in a contract, or a contract officially being signed. This could also be verbal, of course. Pay attention to the details. Friday the 16th into Saturday the 17th and Sunday the 18th. All three of these days, there's talk of you being in the driver's seat and finally able to make some decisions or some moves with whatever it is that you've been wanting to do. Let's break this down. On Friday the 16th, there is talk from Spirit here, really celebrating and making me feel kind of excited about it. They said, now you're cooking with gas. And on Saturday the 17th, there was also talk of love. Now, this could be anyone who is special in your heart or important to you, but for many of you, depending sun, moon, or rising Geminis, we could be talking about a romantic partnership. In whatever this relationship is, there's talk of communication, coming to a higher place of understanding with each other, and definitely some healing there. So that could be healing for the relationship, could be for you and the other person. It's really kind of a beautiful thing. I feel that what's really being stressed there is the understanding of where the other person is coming from, understanding of that relationship and the dynamics, and understanding of the purpose of it. So sometimes we have a relationship on our hands, whether there's just difficulty, tension, estrangement, someone doesn't know how to communicate. It could be a million things. You know how people are. They're not as easy as Spirit is, that's for sure. And there's just a sense of a divide or something being off base, which means the two can't work together in harmony, or the group can't work as a whole. And this coming to an understanding is about who we were, what we are now, and where we're going, how we can actually function. I think it's a beautiful thing. Sunday the 18th into Monday the 19th, there is talk of helping your family. Now, when Spirit is talking about helping your family, this could be literally your blood relations, but this could be your tribe, this could be your community, this could be the family that you made for yourself. I feel some of you assisting, sun, moon, or rising, depending, and others receiving that help. Okay, it could be a nice back and forth, leading into some long-term prosperity. On Sunday, the 18th, there's talk of health. This is, I can't prescribe or diagnose, your own health, the health of those in your inner circle. We're talking mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. That's a good day to do wellness checks as well. Monday, the 18th, there's talk of your ancestors, your guides, celebrating with you and are proud of you. Spirit is referencing you having been very strong in recent months and even over the course of the last like 2.5 to 3 years with a situation. For some of you, it's only been about 1.5 years. You've had to endure, and they really want to celebrate that you've done well and you're coming out of that. It's almost like a quiet hallelujah, but a hallelujah nonetheless. Geminis, have a great week. Cancers, what is going on with you this week? Monday the 12th into Tuesday the 13th, there is a mutual theme on both of these days having to do with you being on the chain gang, but they said you see an escape. And I'm not thinking that you're the only one who sees this escape, but you may be the only one who has enough guts to run for it. And I think that it's actually quite exciting. You don't seem to take it right away. But come Tuesday the 13th, going into Wednesday the 14th, I see you running. And so it's important that you take advantage of this opportunity, even if maybe it is a change from what you were comfortable with. It's a different circumstance than what you're used to. Wednesday the 14th and Thursday the 15th, there's talk of you moving forward. And there is no sense, this runs into Friday the 16th for many of you, sun, moon, or rising Cancers depending. But there's talk of you moving forward and nothing can stop you now. There is also a lot of discussion, all 3 of those days really, of you definitely not caring about other people's opinions. So this isn't just listening to their opinions or tuning that out. That's also about any blocks or obstacles they actively try to put in your way, that you may be a little ruthless in kicking those doors in and kicking those blocks and obstacles out of the way, light the whole thing on fire, burn it down if you have to, but make sure you keep moving forward. Saturday the 17th into Sunday the 18th, there is talk of karma, all in caps, 2 exclamation marks. That is karma being delivered, front row seat to the karma show. So if there was anything that you did that you shouldn't have been, you're going to see some karma coming back to you. But if there was anyone who did you dirty, if there were any kind of situations where you were treated unfairly, even possibly going back into past lives or with ancestral healing, you're going to see some good karma coming your way. Now, there is talk on Saturday the 17th going into Sunday the 18th of removal of an old closed throat chakra. So closed throat chakra is a tightness in the throat that can eventually lead into physical manifestations of things like thyroid issues, throat cancer, swollen glands, sinus problems, allergies, all of this. Now, a lot of people ask, could that also affect your lungs? Could that affect acid reflux? Yes, all of that, and migraines. So anything really from here to here. Now, the fact that Spirit wrote old on here means that there is something that you have either, so we get a closed throat chakra for one of 2 reasons. You have either not spoken your truth, or you did and it was rejected, you were disrespected and it wasn't received. Now, this feels to me like you did try to speak your truth, but you were not having a breakthrough on this up until now. So this is a really big deal. There is also talk on both of those days about you finally getting justice and being heard. Okay, well, there you go. I guess I didn't have to explain that because it's written there. Monday the 19th, there is talk of 1 door closing and 3 more opening. And I posted something about this recently on social media, and a bunch of people were like, yeah, right. Yeah, right. Okay, 1 door closes and you get a multitude of other opportunities. If you're being negative, you're not going to see them. If you're like, well, those opportunities aren't good enough, it doesn't mean they're not there. But I feel that if you come at this with a positive attitude, you have your eyes and ears wide open, you're going to see that whatever loss this is, and I don't really think it is at all, whatever end of a cycle this is, 1 door closes, 3 more open, and you may have an opportunity to take advantage of multiple things. Cancers, have a great week. Leos, what is going on with you this week? Monday the 12th, Tuesday the 13th, Wednesday the 14th, into Thursday the 15th. Okay, so we don't get a lot of 4-day strings in my horoscopes. This is major change in some area, all 4 days. So what is Spirit saying about those? Keep an eye on a bigger purpose, having to do with your life contract, why you came to Earth, what you're actually here to do, in regards especially to your work, changing circumstances, some kind of frustration or agitation there with your career. Could also be your schooling, whatever it is. There is a bigger message in some of the changes that are going on right now. So find what it is and how it applies to what it is that you came to Earth to do. If you need to book a life contract reading with me, you can do that at any time. Now, on Tuesday the 13th into Wednesday the 14th, there is talk of you pounding out details in a contract or a verbal contract, some type of an agreement you're trying to put together. There is a key to getting this done well, because it could be a little stress-inducing if you worry about it. You're not supposed to. Spirit wants you to know that as long as you stay focused and you stay positive, it is all going to work out in your favor or success. There's talk on Thursday the 15th of you being a train. You being a train is all about boundary setting. That is full steam ahead. I'm leaving the station. This is where I'm going. Maybe you can come. Maybe you're going to have to get off at the next stop. I don't know. But here I go. Now, Friday the 16th is you waiting. So it's almost like you have a very, it's like a very, dichotomous, like a bipolar feel to your week here. It's like, okay, I'm moving forward with this. This is great. And then I'm stuck in this other situation. So we'll see how this plays out by the end of the week. But my feeling is that as you move forward in one area, kind of waiting on something else, especially Friday the 16th, that is causing you to feel dissatisfaction, or you're bored, you're just feeling like you want to crawl out of your skin. Let's move on. This could be in regards to your career or a relationship. Saturday the 17th into Sunday the 18th, there is talk of health. This is your health and the health of those in your inner circle. Do wellness checks, tracking physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Sunday the 18th into Monday the 19th, there's talk of grandma to the rescue. This could literally be a grandmother or some type of a maternal energy coming and helping you out, living or deceased. There is talk on Monday the 19th of it being all about you and how you feel. What makes you feel good? You need to stop on that day and ask that and feed your soul. There's also talk of a true friend coming through for you on Monday the 19th. And I was kind of wondering, like, is that felt like a soulmate connection to me? So there's something interesting going on there. There is also talk of romantic partnership. I heard new love, hot sex, and an upgrade. So this could be with the person you're currently with. This could be with somebody brand new. Leos, have a great week. How are we doing?
Doing great.
Virgos, what is going on with you this week? Monday the 12th into Tuesday the 13th. There's a mutual theme on both of these days having to do with health and citrus. Okay, so let's break that down. So we're talking about your health, the health of those in your inner circle, and we're talking mental, emotional, physical, spiritual. I can't prescribe or diagnose. However, when Spirit mentions something like citrus, we are talking about increasing your vitamin C, increasing your immunity in some way. And also it is symbolic of cleansing. So maybe like disinfect, just be mindful. Okay, we're also in the middle of a pandemic, and I'm not saying that's what's going on, just be mindful. Tuesday the 13th into Wednesday the 14th. We have mutual theme on both of these days, especially in the afternoon on Tuesday the 13th leading into the following day. And it was like a shaking of keys. I could hear keys rattling. And it was almost like you were a custodian, like you got like a million, or you were like a gatekeeper. You had a million keys. And it was like, while I was hearing them, I couldn't have them. And so I was like, darn it. So you don't get it necessarily Tuesday the 13th, Wednesday the 14th. But I definitely feel like you're getting at least one of them on Thursday the 15th. So What you want to ask on the 13th and 14th is whether or not there's anything else that you need to do in order to get that key. In order to receive, the universe is waiting on you to finish everything on your to-do list, whatever falls into category of your responsibility has got to be complete before the universe can step in and help you with this the rest of the way. So just make sure you have dotted your I's and crossed your T's. Now, Thursday the 15th, you are handed a key. And what I thought was interesting about this was that while you were handed the key, for some of you, sun, moon, or rising Virgos, it's like you got the master key, which is obviously going to be long-term prosperity in many different ways. But for others, it was like you got the key, and even if other people have it or you're sharing this power in some way, you're the only one who can walk through the door once it's open. So regardless, for all of you, there's some type of leadership position or power position in this that I find interesting. Friday the 16th, there's talk of reflection, figuring out your goals, being honest with yourself about those goals, and letting go of your ego, which has more to do with being stubborn, controlling, fear-based, instead of willing to go with the flow and be in love and be in faith, and that you may have to let go of your past. What this felt like to me was that some of you may have an attitude of, yeah, but I wanted this, or this is the image I always had in my head for a long time. I'm not willing to allow that to change in any way. Well, then you're not going to be able to have as much prosperity as you could in some of these upcoming situations. Okay, so let go. Saturday the 17th into Sunday the 18th and Monday the 19th, there's a mutual theme on all three of these days, having to do with you creating progress, change, and a lot of this could be going on with another person or a group of people. Let's break it down a little bit. Saturday the 17th, we have quiet but brewing. So something bigger is coming in here. It's almost like you could feel it energetically. You may be having very wild dreams or even deja vus. Other people might be reaching out to you, kind of sniffing around to find out what's going on with you. And it hasn't exactly happened yet, but it is coming. And then we have here on Monday the 19th. There is talk of the breakthrough on that day, but there's also talk of a separate opportunity that comes to you that I'm not sure you want. And that'll be up to you to gauge. I actually felt like it was a great opportunity, and I personally would take it. There was also talk of you needing to be careful about taking advice on the 19th. And there was a lot of dad energy, paternal energy, grandfathers, ancestors, living or deceased, coming in on that day, especially if your dad is still around. That would be a great day to touch base. Virgos, have a wonderful week. We good? Libras, what is going on with you this week? Monday the 12th into Tuesday the 13th and Wednesday the 14th. For many of you, we have consistent increase with others, money, projects, breakthroughs, prosperity in general. But for many of you, prosperity specifically with your resources. Okay, but again, could be relationships and other things. Let's break this down. On Monday the 12th, and again on Tuesday the 13th, which is really nice. You have the sun coming out 2 days in a row. So that is the sun shining on your face. This is a reprieve. This is a breakthrough in a situation you've been hoping for, circumstances to change in, maybe help turning around, all kinds of things. And for some of you, especially on Tuesday the 13th, it's going to be, that will even radiate almost like out of you into the lives of those in your inner circle. So that's great. Tuesday the 13th into Wednesday the 14th. There's talk of you putting on your dancing shoes. Now, anytime you get shoes, this is symbolic of where you're going, a new journey, a new project. But the fact that they're dancing shoes is not just a sign that you're being equipped by the universe and supported by the universe to do this new thing, make this move, but dancing is obviously symbolic of celebration. Okay, so this isn't just something you're supposed to do in your life contract. This is something you love doing. So that's fun. Thursday the 15th, there is talk of mental health and wellness checks for yourself and others. And separate from that, maybe, I'm not so sure. Depending, sun, moon, or rising Libras. There is also talk of someone in your life, possibly a male, but it could also be a female that is very stubborn or has a lot of dominant energy, having issues with paranormal activity. How do we spot when someone has paranormal activity? They look weird, their eyes change, their demeanor has changed, they're probably more secluded, or they're feeding a lot of darkness in their lives. Maybe they're teaming up with people who also have paranormal problems. They could be drinking, drug abuse, aggressive, paranoid, a lot of different things, okay? A bad smell when you're around them. Also smelling like something burning right before they call or as you're thinking of them. A lot of signs. We have a couple classes, hauntings, clearings, and detachments, up on the website, 2-hour training and how to help you deal with it. You can always book a paranormal consult with me if you need it, but we have a free mini class up here on YouTube too. I think it's called Cleansing, right? I think it was the first mini class we put out. So check it out, how to deal with this person. I think that it needs to be confronted at this point. I think that if we never call out the dysfunction that we see in others, we're really failing as a family and a friend and a lover. You know, you need to say it, but you also need to be safe and understand that you may not be properly trained in dealing with it just yet. So set boundaries, get educated, and send them to the education. Friday the 16th into Saturday the 17th, there is a mutual theme on both of these days having to do with your leadership, your power, your strength being called for with others or in some type of a situation. Sunday the 18th, there is talk of you planning a getaway, or there's talk of getaway. Okay, so whichever. And there is talk later on in the evening of your self-care, your self-love, and how a love partner may find that very attractive for you to give that time and attention. Monday the 19th, there's talk of helping a lover or a friend or a family member, a coworker, helping someone in what felt to me like your inner circle, even if you don't always think of them as being that close in your inner circle, but really just lending a helping hand. Now, if you maybe go to church and you don't really know, but you know, there's some lady there she's a single mom, 3 or 4 kids, you know, could you give her a gift card? Could you offer her, I was going to say a box of wine. Don't do that. That's not healthy for anybody, especially right now. You know, how could you help someone else out? You're definitely going to be the one to see that it's needed. Babysit, whatever it is. Okay. Offer something that you can, because you are in a unique position to give. There's also talk here of that being watched. So we would say that the universe, God, your ancestors, okay, your guides, angels are watching you, and it is a pay it forward moment for you to have good karma coming up in the future. Libras, have a great week. Scorpios, what is going on with you this week? Monday the 12th, Tuesday the 13th, into Wednesday the 14th. We are talking about a mutual theme on all 3 of these days having to do with you knowing where you're headed. And on Monday the 12th into Tuesday the 13th, there's talk of you tuning out nonsense. That is potentially situations, but it could also be others in your life that are just full of nonsense. Tuesday into later in the evening on the 13th, there's talk of a realization that some people are going nowhere, or some situations are going nowhere. That's okay to identify it, grieve, and let it go, okay? Or you need to move forward. Thursday the 15th, there's talk of a shut door wanting to reopen. Whenever I see a door closed, that means that you actively in the past made a decision to end something, learn the lessons from it, cut your losses, whatever it is. This could also be an ex-lover. Somebody or some situation is trying to resurrect itself. And I'm going to recommend the Fighting the Dark free mini class that's up here on YouTube. I like to think of it this way. New level, new devil. Okay, so it's a sign that you're about to move up. As soon as toxic, negative situations, memories, people start coming up to the surface again, you must be in for something good. Friday the 16th, there is talk of a spiritual awakening going on with you. I'm feeling more psychic and mediumistic than anything. We'll see how that plays out. I love you guys commenting. Please let me know. Spiritual awakening, ear ringing, potential anxiety attacks, feeling physical impressions from the deceased, okay, how they passed, pay attention. Now, the sun is also coming out for you on Friday the 16th, so that is a reprieve, a breakthrough in circumstances that you were hoping for, the sun shining on your face. Saturday the 17th into Sunday the 18th, there is talk of focus on you. There is also talk on Saturday the 17th of score. It almost reminded me of like a soccer game. It was like score, all in caps, 3 exclamation marks. So some type of a breakthrough or a lottery aspect, you getting something, good luck. Saturday the 17th, Sunday the 18th, Monday the 19th, mutual theme on all 3 of these days having to do with you being watched, you being ready for work, and promotion. This could be with an academic situation you're involved in, your career, your work, your side hustle, a hobby, you on social media, whatever it is. Congratulations. Monday, the 19th, there is also talk of an increase in love or people in your life who are coming in a really supportive way. This did feel like soulmate and past life connection to me. Scorpios, have a great week. If I didn't say it earlier, and I'm pretty sure now I didn't, you guys could start posting your questions for anyone tuning in here for the first time. What I do is the weekly horoscopes, and then Paul starts taking your questions here in the comments about your personal or spiritual life. Yeah?
Yep. The pumpkins, I just noticed, aren't in the shop.
Oh,
yeah.
Let's back them on up.
Yes, and when you do give us a question, please include names. Names of people, places. You know, it helps, and then I don't have to chase you down. It lets Ivy get through it nice and quick and get you your answer.
Yep. Okay, so names. Now, if you're not comfortable putting the name of whoever it is you're asking about on there, use initials. Okay. What are we on? Sagittarius says, what is going... Oh, we'll start that over. Okay.
Yes.
Sagittariuses, what is going on with you this week? Monday the 12th, there's talk of you needing to be by yourself. And my sense here was that some of you are needing some personal space, but it really felt a little more specific than that for many of you, sun, moon, or rising, depending. And that had to do with you understanding that not everything can be done in community and that you don't need anybody else. There may be a situation going on where you're leaning too much on someone else. You're expecting somebody else to create an answer or a situation or a breakthrough or open a door for you. Do it yourself. The focus is on independence on that day, one way or another. Tuesday the 13th, there is some talk of leadership. Now, there is also talk of love. And this could be any relationship that is important to you. But for many of you, this is about a romantic partnership. There's examination going on with this relationship. There is talk of you needing to listen, watch, and learn. Now, this isn't going to be the same for everyone, but I did for many of you get an impression that you're learning something new about this person, not because it's coming out for the first time, as much as it is like you've been wearing rose-colored glasses, you've been making excuses, or you wanted to think of things a certain way, okay? Wednesday the 14th into Thursday the 15th. There's a mutual theme on both of these days having to do with you saying to yourself, I feel good about where this is going. I feel good about where this is going. And then a minute later, you're like, I think I feel good about where this is going. And then it was like, you were like killing it. Okay. So by Thursday, the 15th, later into the evening, it's like you're squelching the life out of this opportunity, this thing that should be bringing you some joy and peace and comfort and sort of even an excitement about moving forward. So just don't overthink. Let it go. You feel good about it? Good. Your gut is telling you it's good. Good. That's it. That's all you need to know. Friday the 16th, there's talk of leadership again for you. And Saturday the 17th, leadership again. But so much leadership with you this week that you're even being called in. So this could be like followers on your social media asking you for more. This could be about some type of an opportunity to get a promotion in publishing. This could be about you getting something from a professor opportunity where they're offering you a position to, tutor or guide, a promotion at your work, whatever it is. You are being called in on Saturday the 17th, and I really feel like these other days are leading up to that. So make sure you get out there and shine and bring your A game this week. On Saturday the 17th into Sunday the 18th, there's a mutual theme on both of these days where you're asking yourself, what are the lessons in my life right now that I'm supposed to be learning? Now, a lot of people like to talk about lessons and kind of use that phrase, right? And it's become a real common thing in more recent years. What's the lesson? What's the lesson? Life is all about lessons. But too many of us sit idly by and we expect the lesson to be shown to us. You're going to have to dig a little deeper on this one. It's not about waiting for it to be revealed. It's about meditating on what's been going on, the conversations you've been having, the growth in your life, the obstacles in your life, the hardships, the relationships. What has been going on? I think you need to sit and you need to figure out what it is that you have chosen to learn at this point in your life and what it is that the universe is trying to show you for your growth and development right now. For many of you, sun, moon, or rising Sagittariuses, this is going to have to do with your relationships. Now, Saturday the 17th, there was also talk as you were being called into that leadership position, where it wasn't just about you offering it anymore, but actually being asked to bring it to the table. That is a day for you to reflect on your skills and say, if these are my skills, if this is what I do, if this is what people want or need, how can I market this, or how can I take this further? What does this mean for me and my life contract in a bigger picture type of a way? Monday the 19th, there's talk of health. This is your own health, the health of those in your inner circle. We're talking mental, emotional, physical, spiritual. And I can't prescribe or diagnose, but there is, for many of you, very specific talk about acid stomach. That would be GERD, acid reflux, stress stomach, stress in general, anxiety attacks, anxiety disorders, heart palpitations, anything like this. And you needing to calm yourself and you possibly being in a position to offer someone else in your circle some calm. Do we have classes on this? What do we have? Empathic awareness can help with stress.
Yep.
What else do we have that helps with stress reduction?
Similar to, in that same line, we have the anti-burnout.
Anti-burnout. Okay. Empathic training. Okay. And I do have a couple free mini classes coming up. One on depression, one on anxiety that will help with this. But as of right now, those are the ones. Okay. So find a way. Sagittarius says, have a great week. Okay. Almost wrapping it up here. Capricorns, what is going on with you this week? There is talk on Monday the 12th, Tuesday the 13th, into Wednesday the 14th, the mutual theme on all three of these days having to do with you enjoying group dynamics and harmony within. Now, this is about a support and balance system of reciprocity that helps you to understand how it's supposed to be, okay? How it should feel in relationship or group dynamics, how it is that you should be receiving back after you have given and poured your energy into something. And this really needs to be a marker on how you live the rest of your life. It's going to raise the bar and the standard a bit. Well, it is also just a lovely feeling. Monday the 12th into Tuesday the 13th, there is talk of love. And I want to say this could be anyone in your life that is important to you, anyone that is in your heart. But for many of you, it felt to me that this was about a romantic partnership and an awful lot of questions. I don't know if someone is confusing you by the way that they talk, or if you're just not able to see everything that goes on in their life. There is a sense of wanting to know this person more, but also not knowing for sure what you're seeing or feeling like there are missing pieces of the puzzle. Tuesday the 13th into Wednesday the 14th, there is talk of love again, but this felt to me new. So we could be looking at a new romantic partnership or a leveling up in a romantic partnership. It could also be someone new coming into your family or a social scene that you love very much. Tuesday the 14th into Thursday the 15th. There is talk of you moving your money or your resources further ahead. Friday the 16th, there's talk of organize, teach, give, preach, your wisdom, leadership, and to the youth. Now, the youth don't necessarily have to mean kids or younger generations as much as it can be anyone, including adults, who have not learned what it is that you know. Saturday the 17th, there's talk of you shrugging off losses, and you were just cracking me up. Capricorns, it was funny. It was like you feel like there are some losses being shown to you, whether this is in love or relationships, this is money, this is health, whatever it is. And I almost felt like there were negative energies in the universe trying to kind of haunt you with it, like, look at this loss, look at this block or obstacle. And you were like, whatever, like, I literally don't care. I'm not even smart. Who cares? And you just blew it off so quickly. I was like, so proud of you. So just make sure you're shrugging it off. There's no need to focus on this. There's no need to stress about it whatsoever. Saturday the 17th into Sunday the 18th, there is talk of you moving forward on both of those days. And there is supposed to be a major focus on your self-care, your self-love, and your long-term goals because it is coming to fruition. Monday the 19th, there's talk of boundary setting with others and making sure that you're not enabling anyone. There seems to be someone or a situation that is calling you back. For some of you, it felt sun, moon, or rising Capricorns, like this was an old job or a boss trying to suck you back in, or a toxic family member or parent trying to suck you in, maybe an old lover. It just felt like there was someone showing you a situation where they were saying that they need you in some way. And I felt like, I don't know. Sometimes you can give a little bit and then be like, okay, there you go. Take it or leave it. You can lead a horse to water. I'm out. Capricorns, have a great week. Aquariuses, what is going on with you this week? Monday the 12th into Tuesday the 13th. And for many of you, even on Wednesday the 14th, there's talk of working out or working things out, especially in details. Okay, so working out the details on something. Wednesday the 14th, I feel like it needs to be really figured out by then. There is talk on that day of keys. Also, answers, an end to a karmic cycle, and lessons. So the keys are going to represent power being given to you or you being given access to a new opportunity, a door that you weren't able to walk through before. Having answers and lessons to whatever a karmic cycle had presented to you prior, where you felt maybe like you had unfinished business, there were losses, there could have been some pain or discomfort going on there. You're going to be able to have a reprieve from the pain, but also sometimes a greater understanding of why it happened or how you can now use it to go forward can actually be kind of exciting. Thursday the 15th and Friday the 16th, we do see you, potentially leveling up. But I do feel like there's also talk of you being able to make some decisions or moves, feeling empowered just from that alone because you have some information. I'm also getting a closed throat chakra. So that could mean that it's really important that you state your truth on both of those days. And if for some reason you're not being heard, you push your agenda either louder or you come at it from another angle. Often when we see an opportunity for someone to level up, it's like new level, new devil, we'll see obstacles come in to block you or silence you. Make sure you get your voice out. Saturday the 17th into Sunday the 18th, we have mutual theme on both of these days having to do with a wisdom exchange. And I really love this. It was you sharing with others wisdom, knowledge, skills, or resources, and it leading to enlightenment and empowerment for you and that group. Monday the 19th, there is talk of an improvement in love. This is romantic, I believe, for the majority of you. Could be anyone who is special, important in your heart, but an improvement in love behind the scenes, whereas on the surface, you could feel as though you are dealing with a love partner who you have to set boundaries with. Could you open that door? Thank you. I'm getting that closed throat chakra again. And it almost feels to me like someone is trying to silence you. For those of you that are in a toxic relationship, mental, emotional, physical abuse, anything like this, we could see an increase in that activity or some like true colors coming out with this person. And I do feel that even though you're having to set boundaries or confront the situation, or for some of you exit that scene, we are technically still looking at improvement in love behind the scenes. Okay, so it's almost like something new coming in. Aquariuses, have a beautiful week. People just got to get out of those situations. I understand that it's easier said than done, but making that decision to move forward, get the help that you need to get out, and consistently do that until you are in the clear is going to be key. All right, Pisces, last but not least, what is going on with you this week? Monday the 12th, there's talk of you're a star, you are being seen, you are being heard, and you are necessary. So you are really needed. Spirit also wrote here that you're a critical member of supporting some type of a dynamic, a group dynamic, or a situation. This could be at work, in the family, in your social circle. Especially if you're like an activist, anything like this. So that's nice. Tuesday the 13th into Wednesday the 14th, there is a mutual theme on both of these days having to do with you looking to your future and staying focused. It's almost like your eyes on the prize. There is talk on Tuesday the 13th that in order for that to happen, you're going to have to escape old ways. And it really seems like you are free to escape old ways. So if you are being held back on that day, it would really only be you that's doing it. So make sure that you are not the obstacle. Enjoy that newfound freedom. Thursday the 15th, there's talk of health. This is your health, the health of those in your inner circle. And we're talking mental, emotional, physical, spiritual. There is also talk of mental distress and some of you having financial distress. So Pisces, sun, moon, or rising. I don't know if a lot of you are having the unemployment issues due to COVID or what have you. But there seems to be a lot of confusion about your financial situation. And I think that whether this be financial stress and or the mental discord that you're suffering with on that day, it's really important that you communicate and talk and don't hold yourself back. Share with someone who is a good listener, maybe can give some good advice, a therapist, something like this. Okay, I cannot prescribe or diagnose. Friday the 16th into Saturday the 17th, there's a mutual theme on both of these days having to do with you needing to use your psychic abilities to predict the upcoming week or 2 weeks. I think this is a great game to play with yourself. Get a journal, predict every day of the week what you think is going to happen, but using your psychic abilities to do this is going to help you to avoid some potential roadblocks and to maximize your prosperity. Saturday the 17th into Sunday the 18th, there's a mutual theme on both of these days having to do with you dealing with a clown, and they said don't be the clown, okay? So if there is someone who's being inauthentic, someone who's lying, someone who is deliberately trying to take advantage of others, whatever this might be, make sure that you're doing whatever you have to do to limit them. And no one wants to be a narc, but every now and again, this is what's best for the whole. And so you need to do what you need to do. Don't allow for a situation to deteriorate or others to be taken advantage of. And it also makes me feel like when Spirit said to you, don't be the clown, that means don't be the passive supporter of injustice, okay? Sunday the 18th into Monday the 19th, we have a mutual theme on both of these days having to do with someone telling you something nonsensical, someone giving you lip service, someone trying to present themselves as though they are here as a support, a friend, a family member, someone who cares, but you have to understand that they may not come through. Now, what that means is that you need to have a plan B no later than Monday the 19th. And this plan B should not include really anybody else. At this point, it's just like, forget it. I'll just figure it out myself. So you need to independently have a backup plan in case this situation falls through. And Spirit wants you to ask yourself on Monday the 19th, what are my current life lessons? What am I supposed to be taking from everything that's going on right now in my life, from money to the way that I feel to my relationships? What was I meant to learn from all of this? Pisces, have a great week. Done.
That's like record time.
Record time, yeah.
I'm fascinated.
I'm feeling that.
I think it's fantastic.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and I like the
Thank
way
you.
that you get them. Like, this was the first week I noticed that they were just like, you had them within like 20 to 30 seconds of each other.
What do you mean?
Like each one was like, you sectioned them off and you had them at the exact times almost. It was.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Spirit's on a different time clock this week. I don't know.
Yeah, that was so this week, last week when I was doing them, they were like, it was awesome. I was like, wow.
Well, some weeks, some people need more than others, and other people don't have much. And then I could feel that this week, that the time clock is a little different.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
All right.
Everyone's been great. They're loving, again, all these mini classes. They're looking forward to the upcoming ones.
Yes.
And Bernadette said that at least 6 times in the past week, she's actually said the following: Ivy said, and then Ivy said, and all of her friends know who you are because she talks about you so often.
Thank you, Bernadette.
I said 5 years, you've always been right.
Spirit knows.
Yeah.
There's no need to think. I have not always been right. Spirit's always been right. All right, and we have questions coming in. Are we ready to get to them?
I have that on tape, just so you know.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure you already did.
Plenty of questions, great stuff. Everyone's been really great this week.
Okay, awesome.
I want to start with one. Actually, I want to run through and just thank everybody who's been donating. It's fantastic.
Thanks,
you guys.
guys.
Are awesome. Becky, Teresa, Leanne, Kathy, Deb, Jeremy, Soraya, Angela, Texas Girl, and Kayla. You guys rule. And as always, our members, we have a bunch of them here tonight too, tuning in, which is really cool. They get fancy little badges.
Oh, how cute.
In the thing, so you can see them. They stick right out.
I love that. We're
really
learning.
Great. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes,
everybody.
thank you for those donating, and thank you to the members. Wonderful.
Okay, I want to start with Teresa.
Okay.
She says, my wife, Alex, and I are currently separated. Do you see things working out between us, or should I stop holding on?
I think maybe for a little while, stop holding on, because Alex is very stubborn, and Alex is not good at letting go of the past. And when Alex just wants to be Alex and go around and around and around and around, it's like a Ferris wheel ride that's gone wrong. Like, there's no conductor on that thing. This is symbolic of how her head is also. And if that's the headspace that she's in, you can't fit in that, and you don't want to be on that bad ride. And I'm not putting blame or guilt on it was mostly you, or it was mostly her, or this or that. It's not even about that at this point. It's about who is willing to come to the table and be open to look at the relationship and say, is there hope for progress? Is the love enough? Or are we going to need more help, whether it be therapy or behavioral modification techniques to actually make it work in the day-to-day. Love is just not enough. Passion is not enough. Enjoying each other's company is not enough. It has to function in the day-to-day. And she's not going to allow that for right now. So I would say that the other issue I wanted to bring up is that in your holding on to this, and you admitted yourself should I let it go? I think she said, right? Mm-hmm. In your holding on to it, okay, you're just kind of squeezing the life right out of it. And it's not allowing for the flow of the universe to get in there and do anything. I have a class called Relationships, Boundaries, and Cord Cutting that's up on the website that I really think you would enjoy. And when I talk about cord cutting in here, I'm not talking about cutting someone off forever and not allowing for anything possibly in the future. It's about forgiveness. It's about releasing. It's about allowing for growth. It's about personal space. It's about saying there's nothing more I could do. I'm giving it up to God, and let go, let God, give it to the universe. By doing that, sometimes you free yourself to be able to do your healing and growth, and she could do hers, and we can allow for more. Right now it's stuck, like not even in quicksand or anything. It's just like stuck in the mud. Like it's literally going nowhere. Okay, this is not working. But it could potentially, maybe. Okay.
Okay. We have one from Mariah.
Okay.
Who says, I moved with my partner Joshua after school and got a job in Florida. Did I make a mistake because I just feel off? Should I go back to my family?
I feel like there is a divide between you and Joshua. I feel like Joshua is either not communicating as well as he could. I feel like that sense of him being disconnected is causing you to feel anxiety, and it's causing you to obviously feel that you made a mistake, but also feel really alone. And I think that while you've been trying to stay upbeat or say like it's not that big of a deal, I do think it's a big deal. And I think that you haven't fully recognized that just yet. And it's like you need to talk to him in such a way that lets him know I'm really going to need for more communication here and a sense of us being on the same team. Now, it is very possible that you're also looking at different aspects of this relationship that just weren't visible before. And so you may be doing an assessment on that relationship. Is this really going to work for me in the long term? Or are there things that now I realize I need in a relationship that I'm just not going to get here? I think you're going to be examining all of that. And I think that we'll see whether or not this relationship can grow or it's just sort of a done deal. And I do think that you need to take more responsibility for where you are. And this came up in one of the horoscopes earlier. So I don't know what you are, sun, moon, or rising necessarily, but I am feeling like I said this to Virgos and maybe Aquariuses or something. But anyways, I think that it's important not to just say, I hope circumstances change. I hope Florida will feel better. I hope that I can, maybe get a better job or make better friends or, feel better in the opportunities that are arising for me in this place versus, you saying, I'm going to take this, I'm going to create this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to make a home for myself. If you take on more of an independent, actualizing attitude, you're more proactive in everything, I think you'll start to feel slightly better. I don't know that like going back to where you came from is necessarily the solution, at least not right in this moment. Okay, you haven't done all the work yet. So I would think that between the next 2 to 3 months, you're really going to know whether that's a place you want to be or you're ready to move on.
Danica says that she loves your look today. So flawless.
Thank you.
And, Teresa says, you amaze me. Thank you so much. And Mariah says, thank you so much.
You guys are welcome. Paulie actually dressed me today. So we went shopping and Paul picked out all my clothes because I have no sense of style. But he does.
And it's not a black heavy metal t-shirt like I would buy myself. So
raising the bar in your own self now. Better watch it.
Raised in a barn. Okay. We have one from Kathy who asks, does my dad, George, have any messages for me? He is deceased.
Okay. When I have your dad coming through here, he seems sort of, and he may have been sick for a little bit before his passing there. I feel some heaviness in his energy. Like sometimes it knocks you out, it sort of takes you down. Or how does he say this? Sometimes it kind of takes you down, like one peg at a time. I'm not sure what that means, but it's almost like getting hit with many different health issues, at least 3. He says that he would have been warm and like loves you, but maybe not the best at expressing that all the time. And so he just wants you to know how much he loves you. I do feel that he's actually been keeping a really close eye on you lately. And it looks to me like he comes in and he goes out, and he comes in and he goes out. And when he comes in, he brings quite a bold energy about him. So I feel like he may have actually been quite empathic. I feel like you are also quite empathic. And so we would call those energy manipulators, right? Or at the third and fourth levels, electric person syndrome. And so now with him being deceased, when he comes into a room and you're there, the lights may flicker, the computer system may shut down, your phone may act up, crazy things. And I don't even know if he's doing it purposely, but he said, this is how you know, okay? This is how you know it's me. He's been sending you numbers also, and he wants to talk about the number 4 today, and then the number 7 real quick, so I'll just get to this as quick as I can. The number 4 is symbolic of support from your ancestors, the universe, God, your angels, your guides. Support because you're going through some change, or you're hoping to see a change in a circumstance. I'm not saying it's health related per se, but I do feel that it could be causing you some mental distress. And possibly there are some health issues in your circle there. And I feel that they want you to know that you are being supported in this change. And he in particular is pelleting you with numbers, different numbers. You're going to have to Google them as they change. We also have a numerology class. There is also talk on the number 7. Now, the number 7 is truth being revealed. And he makes me feel like over the course of the next 3, so we're talking 3 weeks and or 3 months, that different truths will be revealed to you that are really like, he almost uses like a video game reference. Who's that short Italian guy with the mustache? Mario. So it's almost like Mario picking up coins. Okay, so I feel like over the course of the next 3, he says that you're going to be having these truths come to you that are like coins, basically, which is prosperity, it's power, it's you being able to make changes or decisions, okay, that you've been hoping to be able to get involved with. He just loves you very much, and mentions a lady who is either, I can't tell if this is your mother or this is your grandmother, but I feel like an anniversary, birthday or anniversary right around this time. Okay, and they're giving you a red rose for that. Okay. He's very sweet.
Okay. We have one from Angela.
Okay.
She says, I wanted to know if you're able to help me lift a hex or a curse, or what is following me.
Well, that's not something we would want to talk about here, where I have to rush in like 3 minutes or less. But removing something that to you would feel like a hex or a curse, you would want to book a paranormal consultation with me, and that will give me the time to focus on where, if there is something negative going on there, where it came from and what you need to do to get rid of it. No one can remove hacks, a curse, paranormal activity from your house. If you need, anything like an exorcism, or you had a paranormal attachment and you did, it is a complete and total 100% myth that anyone can remove that from you. And a lot of people are trying to make money off of that, claiming that they can. You have to be involved in the healing and fighting process 100%. All I can do is stand by you and show you how to properly do it, because I've been able to figure out what is going on, okay, where it's coming from, and how to treat it with chaos magic. Now, if you're not involved, or if you were to regress and not bother to keep up the maintenance, we would see it come back anyways. Okay, so that's just another reason that people are lying to you when they say that they can lift it. It does not exist as an option, but absolutely you can get educated. And yes, we have the power at all times to lift things and remove ourselves from dangerous, toxic situations like that. Absolutely. Do I feel something going on? I do feel something going on. I would not say that it's a hex or a curse as much as it is from some energy that you would have had around you, even though you may have been in movement, and now currently in your residency, that would have accumulated some negative energy. Okay. Yeah. Which is a different thing.
Very good. I put the link for paranormal consultations. It's in the chat, but there's a clickable link in the description too. That'll make everything easier for you. Just one click and you can be there.
Thank you. I just want to say this to everybody too. A lot of people are reaching out with needing paranormal consultations and things right now. And one of the things, and I'm not, Angela, this is not including you necessarily in this, but one of the things that's going on is that the veil is very thin between the worlds right now. So like we're in the autumn season, we're in fall. And so when the veil is thin between the worlds, we do see activity kick up. It is not all necessarily toxic paranormal. It could just be paranormal. Sorry.
That's a great point, because I think a lot of people just assume it's always.
Yeah, a lot of people are rushing to conclusions right now, and they're looking for more. It's like, but do you see this, and do you see that, and do you see this? I'm like, well, if I decided to, I could manifest anything. You could summon any demon to, come and create a problem for you. If you're looking for it, it's gonna find you. So don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Again, Angela, I'm not speaking to you directly on that. I'm talking to everybody else who's experiencing a lot right now. And, it sort of builds up around the Halloween season too. So there's a lot of psychological manifestations right now. Right.
We have one from Becky, who's wondering what you see me doing in my life, career / job wise.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you mean in your current situations, what you're supposed to be doing. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this time, use it wisely. Let's talk about your life contract. Let's talk about what you came to Earth to do, because everything else is going to be a waste anyways. So when we look at your life contract, what I feel you're supposed to be doing is organizing. You're very type A. You are good at going into any situation. And while you're outspoken, and you do have a grandfather over here, mom's side of the family, who talks about you being a bit of a social butterfly. He also talks about you looking like him, especially like right through here and in the eyes, the eyebrows. And he's proud of you for this. I feel that while you can bring that sort of warmth and sociability and communication to the table, you also aren't mincing words. You have a healthy sense of boundaries and what needs to get done. And it's sort of cutthroat, really. And so as I look to you in the future and I say, okay, what's she supposed to be doing? You need to be able to bring in that warmth and also be like, you're not cutting it. You got to get out of here. I told you 2-3 times, everything has to work as a well-oiled machine. You have the engineer's mind. So you understand how systems fit together, and you understand how they're going to best operate and how all the different players can bring their A game to the table to make that happen. You're also good at understanding deadlines, and even if you don't love math, I do feel like you understand things like resources, finances, the math behind things. Everything has to add up, and there is also a sense of you doing this in conjunction with something in the healing arts. So if we were to put both of those together, we have a win. We have you fulfilling your life contract.
Cool.
Yeah.
We have one from Leanne, who says, any messages from my gram, Carolyn? I'm missing her a lot lately.
Okay. She feels very wise, very sweet, very calm and serene. And I see her sitting in a chair, and her hair looks light to me. So she may not have colored it, or she may have, allowed it to go quite gray. The way she's sitting in this chair, it makes me feel like I'm having a flashback to, how things were. Just sort of her relaxing, and she wants you to know that she's still doing that. Like when you're relaxing, whether it be in your bed or on the couch or whatever, she's sort of just sitting next to you. Very calm, very chill, enjoying the time and using opportunities to kind of reach out. She keeps showing herself reaching her hand out to you. And the right hand is the power out hand. And the left hand is the receiving hand. So we would say that this is the intuitive side. This is the side of wisdom. This is the feminine side. And she keeps reaching it out to you and will just sort of touch you and tell you something. And then just sort of pull it away and then do it again and do it again. Lately, she said she's done it 3 times. So there was like a set of 3 where she reached out to you. I would not be surprised if at least one of these came in the form of a dream. But she is using something we call clairaudient ability. Okay, so for those of you who have this, you may want to join the Psychic Mediumship course. We just started last week. There's still plenty of time, or you can get the video download. Now, clairaudience often comes with a ringing in the ears, like people think they have tinnitus, or a feeling of pressure, like when an airplane goes up or comes down, or you have a seashell up to your ear. The ear will ring. A lot of people also get like profusive sweating out of nowhere, or they'll have an anxiety attack. And then the thought gets put in your head from the spirit. So that's what your grandmother is using with you, which means you both have that ability. So we have a match in communication. So the ears will ring, or the anxiety or the sweating, and then she puts the thoughts or the song lyrics in. And a lot of what she's been giving you lately is, she just said support and love, letting you know that I'm here, but also guidance. So I do feel like you're trying to make some decisions that are fairly serious, possibly about like career or your money. And she has her 2 cents she likes to put in there also. Okay. She said, just keep smiling. Okay. Stay positive and keep smiling. She holds your hand. She said, I didn't go anywhere. It doesn't work that way. You couldn't get rid of me. Okay. She loves you very much. I smell cookies. I don't know if you just bought some, or if you are actually going through the effort of baking these. But she keeps giving you cookies. I almost feel like in some ways they were like the pre-packaged kind. So have a cookie. Treat yourself.
I love that. We have one from Myrna.
Mm-hmm.
Does my ex Brandon actually regret doing what he did to me?
I don't think so. Nope, I don't even have to write his name down. This is disgusting behavior. It's outrageous. You know, I always say about people that are abusive or cheating, or, you know, that they are narcissists and sociopaths. There's no doubt about it. And I'm no therapist. I can't, prescribe, diagnose. But anyone who would do that to someone that they are claiming to love is deliberately enjoying the abuse. He's enjoying watching you in pain. He was enjoying watching you lose your self-esteem and get sick, physically sick, mentally and emotionally and spiritually exhausted. And absolutely not. I don't feel any regret. I think if he could do it again, he would. And I think that he's probably doing it to other people. I also feel that he's going into a big timeout chair. Big karmic delivery going on right now. So sometimes when people are suffering, they start to maybe wonder if they're being punished, and only because of getting busted do they start to maybe look at their behaviors and supposedly make amends. I wouldn't touch this with a 20-foot pole and a glove. Not as a friend, not as nothing. This is no friend. No. That's too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
Okay, get your pen ready. We got one from Bernadette.
Bernadette!
Okay. She said, there's some chaos going on with someone I know, but it's not me. I can feel it.
Okay.
However, it's going to affect me. She's wondering, who is in chaos? Do I run to it or from it? And she has 3 initials that it could be. Does J, C, or L?
I don't understand.
I think J, C,
we don't
or
know.
L has the chaos. She feels it, and she wants to know who it is because it's going to affect her.
This is one person. JCL is one person?
No, 3.
Oh, 3 separate people? And she thinks that somebody is in chaos, and how is it going to affect her?
Yeah, or, yeah, does she run to it or from it?
Well, C is coming up. So the person in the middle is coming up. There's a little bit with the L on the end here too. But I really feel like the J person has all the information already. It's sort of like everything's already in place. The C person, I feel energy, I feel chaos, I feel a lot going on there. And the L seems like smarter, or like hidden, like behind the scenes. Like this person doesn't put everything out on the table. There's more going on behind the scenes. And so that would be tricky, to sort of have it revealed. My feeling here is that it passes through like a wind, like a breeze, just from like if you had your front door open and your back door open and the wind came and passed through, and then I saw the doors shutting. And so it's sort of like you're standing still in your position and you're just allowing it to go right on by. And I think it's going to be like really quick, and I don't really think it's going to be any kind of a major deal. And so I do get the sense that even if you're kind of catching wind of it or you're in the path of it, it's not something you have to actively do anything about. That's how it looks. Yeah, I would have to break them each down individually and all of that. But in a nutshell, C and no, I think. All right.
All right. Angela says, got it. Thank you. Kathy says, thank you. Becky says, thank you. And Bernadette says, thank you. I realize it was a tough question. I'm in the path. Thanks.
Good. Yeah, it's definitely not. I just get the sense that the further out you stay, the better. Yeah, definitely. Okay.
Right, like if you sense that coming, just get out of the way.
Yeah, it's almost like Bernadette. It was almost like you were standing back, like watching it. You know, it was like, okay, here it comes through my back door, out the front door, and you were just kind of like observing.
Just leave the doors open, like we do with the cats.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we have one from Sarah who says that I feel like there is always a black cloud over me. I was happy for a short time. Then my boyfriend got deployed. My mom's health is getting bad. Do you see things getting better?
I think that there is an attitude here that needs to be, adjusted with you, because you're expecting your happiness to be built up based on circumstances. And life circumstances are always going to be hard and difficult. That's what planet Earth is. So no, I do not see you being happier because circumstances turn around. You are going to have to create that happiness. You have to create that joy. You have to look at what makes you feel better and what you're passionate about, especially with your life's work and staying within your life contract. And that has a lot to do with healing yourself. That has to do with healing others. That has to do with being more involved. When you start doing this, then you have good energy flow. But right now you're kind of closed off. You need circumstances to be a certain way in order for you to feel good. I also think that you're not looking at the lessons. So I don't think that with like your mother or with like your boyfriend, for example, you're saying, what have I gained from this? What was I supposed to learn from it? How can I let it change me for the better? How can I use it as an opportunity for growth? We're talking about alchemy here. We're talking about taking negative and converting it into positive. And that is your job to the day you die and then beyond. It is to take every negative thing that happens and convert it into something useful. And I don't think you've learned that yet. So no, probably no happiness until you figure that part out. It's a lot of work, but it is the only way to live. And, negative circumstances will not stop. It is life. It is the condition of life. So one thing clears up and, you get pelleted with 5 more. It's like ridiculous. So change on perspective. Yeah.
All right. We have one from Jeremy.
Okay.
Does my father-in-law, in quotes, grub, have any messages for me? He is deceased.
I keep getting almost like a militant feel from him, and I don't know if he smoked or if you're smoking, or this can also be a cancerous situation. But I feel him coming in and being a little bit, it's like he's got a lot of character. It's like he's kind of got some rough edges to him. Or I feel like I'm very inclined to listen carefully to what he's saying because I don't know where it's going to go. And I feel like there's something more. So he seems kind of like funny, or there's like a punchline, or everything's like leading up to something else. Like it's going to change. It's going to shift. It's going to turn on a dime. He's just kind of entertaining. What's his name? Grub?
Grub.
Yeah. And this is Jeremy's father-in-law?
Yep.
Okay. He doesn't really make me feel like he's, your father-in-law. He makes me feel like you're his son. I also feel that in some ways you guys, he sees you as a friend or like a partner, like a teamwork. Okay. Like you guys have teamwork together. And I do feel that has some to do also with his children, with his biological children, on how you help. He said that he's proud of you, but he's grateful to you that you lend a helping hand. So I don't know if you're good with like mechanics or just carrying stuff or just helping out and carrying the load for the family. But I feel like you're offering that. And he's really with you when you're doing this and is talking to you about, I feel like a female in the family. So this could be like your wife or his daughter, someone he considers a daughter. There is talk of her being down, and I can't prescribe diagnose, but I would almost say that this looks to me like a depression or like a heavy cloud, a heavy energy, defeatist. okay, with like a self-defeating attitude sometimes, like, oh, things are bad, oh, things aren't going to get better. This person just sort of can't pick themselves up, and I feel terrible about it because some of the circumstances are very real, you know, but he is talking about uplifting this female and wanting you to pass on that message. Also giving a red rose, which is a birthday or an anniversary around this time, and a yellow rose, which is symbolic of a new beginning, a fun adventure, maybe like a trip, okay, something to celebrate. And he says that he works through you to get to others. He's also leaving you, I see playing cards. So when we're talking about a deck of cards, I'm not saying you don't do tarot. Maybe you do. You know, maybe you do tarot, or you like to play cards or something like that. But I felt like these cards were symbolic of almost like different numbers following you, meaning different things at different times, and knowing how to play your hand. And so he's helping you play your hand. And it's almost like he said, when you're up to bat, and I feel like you might be doing this with your work or career here soon, and some talk of the residency also, or changes with the residency. He said, I'm going to help you when you're up to bat to play your hand. So it's almost like you want to take the winnings, okay? You want to win the game. And so, yeah, he likes you very much. Very fond of you, but sees you like a friend and a son at the same time. A ton of love. And please do pass that on for him. He also just wants you guys to know that he's doing well. I feel like somebody's worried about him, and it's funny when they worry, right? Because like they're in this perfect situation now, and we're the ones who are in trouble all the time. And he just makes me feel like whatever was going on here, it's all lifted, and don't worry about me. I feel amazing. Okay, I feel free. He said, I feel free. Okay.
We have another Angela.
Okay.
Says, I am struggling with my 11-year-old son, Michael, not sleeping in his bed alone. It has been 2 years. How can I help him?
Well, we have a class called Intuitive Kids up on the website. That's at the Ivy Rivera psychicmedium.com, or you can go to Ivy League psychicacademy.com. And then we have another class that would help him up at Ivy Rivera empathiceducator.com, called Parent-to-Child Empathic Awareness Training. And I can't even cover it in 3 minutes here. I mean, you got to just take he has to learn. I started training my children at 3, and I limited things like that because with sensitive children, with intuitive kids, especially empathic ones, it can get really out of hand. You're going to have a really hard time getting them out of the bed and things like that. So I limited, and the only way to really do that humanely is to give them skills of self-empowerment. He's going to have to learn to either use like the ghost spray or the wands or the feathers, the old native system of cleansing. There are a million different things that we talk about in both of those classes that can help him to feel empowered and independent. And then you have to say, okay, baby bird, pick up the tools or don't. But nope, you got to kick him out of the nest. You got to get him out of that bed. Especially because at this age, it's going to be critical that he learns how to deal with it before he hits the second peak. We have a peak at 3, we have a peak at 5 and 6, and we have a peak between 14 and 16. If he's 11, he's about to hit another peak. That's going to be the biggest one he has in his entire life. He's got to be ready for that on his own. No one can help him with this. You can only give him the tools, and they work. So it's possible that, he could be a little bit lazy with it and try to revert back to the comfort and the ease of just climbing back into your bed, which just fixes everything. But I actually feel him being really excited about having these tools, and I really feel like he wants his independence in a lot of ways. Even if he goes back and forth, he really does. And especially this upcoming year, 12, for him is going to be huge. He wants that independence.
Very good. Sarah says, thank you. Wise words as always. Leanne says, thank you. And both the Silly Rabbit and Bernadette pointing out that these answers are not their questions, but they're wise and information they could all use to go back and review this to listen.
I love when that happens. Yeah, we can all learn from each other, right? It's all one big human experience.
Yeah, because you don't know. If you don't know, that's what you need to hear, and then you hear it. You say, oh, because you're kind of listening more.
Collective messaging. So yes, if any of these answers make sense, this is just like giving a gallery reading, which essentially we are right now. You know, if these answers make sense to you about something you're questioning in your own life, by all means, know that it's for you. It's all coming from spirit.
Right, and you don't have the blinders on looking for your answer. It kind of just comes up.
Finds you.
Yep.
That's the best way.
Yeah. We have one from Timothy.
Okay.
It says, I'm concerned about a friend, Jade. I'm concerned about some of the choices she's made. Should I cut ties with her? I'm truly worried about her.
You know, I feel that Jade is on a very destructive path, and I feel that whatever you say to sort of redirect is almost taken like a teenager who wants to fight against their parent. It reminds me of parental defiant disorder, and it's like rebel without a cause. It's like she's fighting something within herself. I'm not saying that there was sexual abuse per se, but there does seem to be some kind of abuse that would hit right at about that level of disrespect toward one's energy. And that inner battle is exactly that. It's an inner battle. And anyone who comes in and tries to say, this is the right way to live, this is the healthy approach, you know, don't drink or smoke or pop that pill, do it this way instead. It's like, it's just another battle. It's also a way for, how do I want to say this? Sometimes when people are tied up in that inner battle and they have been victimized in some way, or they feel that they're being victimized even more, they are in the process, hopefully, of taking their power back. And that's a journey they have to figure out for themselves. And it has to happen at the right time. So often, one of the side effects is wanting attention and feeling almost like, okay, I'm getting some satisfaction, and these holes and these gaps in my soul are being fulfilled by the attention and worry coming from others. And I think that it's sort of like watching a teenager who's like, oh, I'm going to ruin and destroy my life. And you're like, oh, yeah, okay. You know, you can't keep feeding it. So I would say this, you know, you reach out, you speak your truth, you say that you're available and that you're there, and you don't feed it. And this is a battle she's going to have to fight on her own. You can, it's like you can lead a horse to water. You know, you can give her the tools, but you can't force her to pick them up and use them. So do what you can, and then you really need to cut from it. Somebody earlier was asking about some worry. I don't remember, early in the program, when I started taking questions, and I talked about a class called Relationships, Boundaries, and Cord Cutting. You know, we have another one called Karma, Contracts, and Past Lives. It's important to stay in your lane. It is important to understand in all relationships that you have, what is mine and what is others. Where is that boundary line? And stay in your lane. Okay, you don't need negative karmic kickback because you're enabling or, you know, worrying when you shouldn't. Cut where you need to. Okay. Again, it doesn't mean that a relationship is over, can't get healthy or anything. It just is a way to protect your space and your energy. You have a lot of big things to do, and you have a huge heart, and you have just a big life contract and big purpose. And you're going to find people like this crossing your path repeatedly. Okay. Just repeatedly. So you got to learn to manage it. Yeah.
That's a great point about karma, not making it your debt.
Don't make someone else's negative karma your kickback. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and your debt. Or your paranormal problem.
Oh, geez, yeah. Angela said, thank you so much. He does want his independence. Thank you for taking the time. And Timothy got back and he said, thank you.
You're welcome.
We have one from Soraya.
Okay.
Who says, I would love to know if there are any messages for my deceased grandmother, Elsie.
Elsie. 3 more.
Hmm?
Anything interesting?
Yeah.
Okay, Elsie. So, Soraya, you may be really focused right now on like career or developing what you came to Earth to do, like within your life contract, and making sure that what you're doing with your time and energy every day is like meaningful. Your grandmother, is this her grandmother, she said? She looks like the grandmother. She comes through with like stacks of cash. And I was like, is this really happening? Here's what's interesting about this symbology here. She said, I can't give it all to you. I can't give it all to you, but I can help you to earn it. And so we have your grandmother leading you in your spiritual development, in any work that you're doing in the healing arts. You seem to have a light worker's contract with your life contract. She's sort of, everybody gets like one ancestor, right? Or one loved one that really stays with them through the core parts of that journey when they're building that work. And she is that person for you. Now, the stacks of cash are symbolic of your resources. So some other mediums or psychics listening to this would wonder why sometimes they see stacks of wood for somebody. Wood is also symbolic of having resource, having money, having something stored up. And she makes me feel that you are in a position to really start building this. I guess you could call it a nest egg, but a lot of it is about skill. So you are going through a period of time right now where, while it hasn't converted necessarily into resource or into cash, these are skills that you're picking up on. These are opportunities that you're engaging in, and she's helping you with that whole process. She also had a butterfly like on your shirt, and it flew away. So watch for her. It's going to be hard this time of year to see literal butterflies if you're living in the New York area for sure, but these could be showing up in any way, shape, or form, winged animals. But she mentions you as being the butterfly. And it's almost like through this time and attention that you're putting into doing your life's work, you are becoming, it's like you earned your wings. And I see that happening within the next 6 to 8 months, where it's almost like this butterfly just sort of like left your blouse and went off and doesn't have to look back ever again. So you're kind of wrapping up a chapter in your life. You know, you're kind of leaving behind, she said, almost like childish things or being a child. Okay. And it's really changing. And she just thinks it's a beautiful thing. She loves you very much. You guys are very similar. She squeezes your cheeks. Okay. I think you guys look alike a bit. Very cute.
That is.
Okay.
We have one from Kayla. Says,
okay.
I have a question as far as my life purpose in this life. I'm not entirely sure what path to take.
Okay, Kayla does not understand her life purpose. Let's see. We have some talk of medical, which can be medical, can be the healing arts. It could also be understanding the sciences or biology and things like this. So whether you like it or not, you may be very skilled in that. The other thing that comes up for you is children. Again, whether you like it or not, kids might be very drawn to you. You may feel inclined to teach or to give. Now, children are a symbol, not literally just of kids, but of anyone who is like immature or in need of help or without your skill set. And so the other thing that I see for you is you going up and talking to people. So that is going to be you teaching, you leading, you training, you finding a way to help them get the resources that they need to stand up on their own 2 feet and do what they need to do for themselves. Now, in the background of all of this, and I would have to do a full life contract. You could book that at any time to look at all of that. But in the background, there is talk of legal. Now, that can mean that you were debating on becoming a lawyer, that you're drawn into possibly even politics or things like that. But anything having to do with the structure and the order of the legal system, and that you would have a great understanding of how to take something like understanding that system and applying it to like social work or advocacy or helping, you know, in immigration and adjustment. I mean, we could go in a million directions with this, but that is also there. And the fact that I see that more in the background is actually sort of saying that's in the forefront. So that's your life contract's way of saying this is a theme that cannot be overlooked. Okay. So when you put those things together, then we look at all kinds of opportunities within those fields. Yeah.
Cool. Soraya said, thank you so much. She's definitely working on those things. And nice. UHF Station had liked your Mario comment about leveling up.
Perfect.
But also has a very interesting question here. I like the way it's phrased.
Okay.
Is there a mirror universe on the other side that lets us see everywhere we've always wanted to?
Well, there's not really a mirror universe. It's all the same thing. So it's a state of consciousness. We can see everything from where we are. We don't need to go anywhere. There's no travel. It's just available. And so if you want to see, did he say what I've been or where I've been? Is that how he said it?
Everywhere we've always wanted to see everywhere.
Could you see everywhere that you've always wanted to? Not exactly. I'm assuming that the things that you want to see are things that are off touch at the moment. So there are some things, because you're a human being, you're having a human experience, that you're not going to be able to tap into. But there's a ton of stuff that most of us don't tap into. So it depends on what you're asking about. Specifically things that the average person is not spending the time to look at that they could. All kinds of psychic information about the past, about the present, about the future, about other people's lives. Other things that we're able to tap into, mediumistic abilities. So spirits ranging from God to angels, the healing entities of the universe that look like aliens. They're confused for aliens typically. To guides, to the ancestors, to know what they're doing and what they're up to in these other dimensions. To have access to information about how you can evolve and maximize your prosperity, manifest. All of this is available at any time. All you have to do is shift from the left side of your brain to the right side of your brain to access all of that. You could literally know pretty much anything that you need to know for this life. Yeah. It's some other, I don't know. I would have to know what exactly he's trying to look at to know. I will tell you that there are things that are off limits though. Yeah. There are things we don't get access to. Until we evolve beyond this. Right now we're on the earth plane, and what a lot of people want to do is become enlightened, and they haven't learned to become rooted and grounded yet. Work with what's here, work with the basics, and then you'll get more and more and more of that stuff that's kind of out of bounds. And then when we cross, if we choose to go into the light, we'll get it. The ones that are earthbound do not seem to get it at all.
I remember one of my first readings at the psychic fairs. The woman's husband, he came through and he told her, and I will never forget it. He said, "I'm everywhere, always."
I'm everywhere, always.
And I thought that was beautiful. I was just very happy, and he could see everything he wanted.
Yes.
So, not now, but later.
Omnipresence, presence, everywhere. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, and we can't, we can tap into it, but we don't. And sometimes it's just, we're looking for something more, or we're being too logical or whatever. Those things are definitely going to block. But I would ask if there's something you want to see and you're not sure, I would ask for it and then just wait and receive for sure. That's exciting.
Mm-hmm. We have one from Deb.
Okay.
Who asked, can you manifest a specific person? I'm crushing on an Aquarius who is my attorney.
Well, it doesn't sound like you're manifesting him. It sounds like he already exists or she already exists and you just want that person. So that's different. I manifested Polly, for example. I have a class called Reaching the One that is based actually on the 2 experiences that I had in helping a ton of clients over the years to manifest their perfect love partner. And both times that I did it in my life, it worked for me. But you do need to get specific on what you want. So I would check out that class. One of the exercises we do in that class is we write down 15 things that we want in a life partner. And these things need to be specific, and they should not include what you don't want. It should be all positive mentality. And for example, with Paul, I wanted someone with an accent. Well, he's got that Boston accent, and wicked smart too. I wanted someone intelligent and cute and clever and this and that and good in the media. Well, who'd have thunk it? But he wasn't from where I am. And so he had to travel on through. And within 24 hours of him traveling through town, we caught each other on the same app that neither of us had. So it's getting specific on what you want. And in order to have this other person, this lawyer, really, be able to match up with you, it would have to be what is authentically best for both of you. So the universe doesn't really just kind of willy-nilly, oblige. They will, it will require that is for like healing or growth, or it will be good. And that's the manifestation aspect of it. You could, of course, push on your own agenda, and who knows how this thing would end up. And that could also happen for sure. We have free will. I do feel that this person is a bit unavailable in some ways, which could make it tricky. So I would recommend that class. I would do the exercises. I absolutely believe you can manifest somebody. I do think that someone who is unavailable in some ways would have to work through that once you guys got together, or else it would be toxic for you, emotionally unavailable in particular. But I also feel that we can energetically pull and tug at each other. So for those of you who are in a relationship that feels like obsessive, even if it's old, you can't let go of an ex, a million years have passed by, you just want to be with this person, you can't get over it, you could feel what they're feeling, you think what they're thinking, and you can't divide, that's due to something called cords, and that comes from soulmate connection or karmic contracts. And when we have cords, we can pull and tug at the other person, sort of like manifestation. It's really energy manipulation. And so a lot of times you'll think, gee, why am I thinking on this person? And it's actually them pulling at you. They can also disrupt your dreams a lot. So it's almost like you're being haunted by this person in your dreams, and the universe will interact with that. And so you'll see almost like your higher mind is manifesting their name, someone who looks just like them, something they said, a meme that is exactly a situation that makes you think of them. And it's endless, absolutely endless. Again, that's the relationships, boundaries, and cord cutting class that we talked about. I don't necessarily feel like there's soulmate connection going on here, so I'm not so sure there's going to be cords, but energy manipulation of anyone is very possible and very easy to do. So we just want to do it for the highest and best and see what can happen. I think you can at least, I think if you really think on this person and you really visualize, talk to me, ask me out, talk to me, ask me. I think at the very least, you're going to get a lot of flirtation and some real interaction kicking up. It feels pretty harmless.
It does. I'm the perfect example of be careful what you wish for, right?
You might say that about me. Yeah. That's right. Isn't that interesting? All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you next week for Ask Ivy at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. If you are waiting on your horoscopes that we did at the beginning here of the show, they will be going up tomorrow at 1:30. Please do subscribe. We appreciate it. And hit that bell. When your horoscopes go up, or if we're having a live show or one of the free mini classes, if you've hit the bell, you will get an alert. And we thank you again for your donations and your memberships. And what is, the tarot class I wanted to talk about one more time. Psychic Mediumship course started last week. You could still jump in. And Intuitive Tarot with Paul Casey Healing Arts here begins when? The 20th?
The 20th.
20th for tarot. 8-week online course. And thanks so much, everybody. Thank you, Polly.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
everybody.
Spirit.
Thank you, Spirit.
See you next week.